this week I wanted to do like a little makeup tutorial. This is basically the makeup I do when I'm running late or I'm just gonna go run errands and I want to put on makeup but still make it look very glowy and summery. Even on the days where I go to school and I don't feel like, you know, doing too much, this is usually the look I go for. And especially because it's been so hot, sometimes you just don't really feel like doing that whole full coverage thing. So I'm going to show you how I achieve that look. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this Ioma Hydrating Milk Toner. And I actually really like this as a way to prep my skin. So I'll take about 2 to 3 drops and I'll just apply it all over my face. Usually I do this step around 2 to 3 times just to really get my skin nice and hydrated. Okay, and once that's a little bit dry, it does get a little bit tacky, so I kind of like that before makeup, but I skip primer. And today we're gonna go in with this new product. I tested it out yesterday and I actually really liked it. We're gonna use the Kylie Cosmetics Blurring Elixir. This, you guys, makes your skin look so pretty. I have oily skin, so it's not super full coverage, but what I like about it is that it just leaves like a powdery finish to your skin, almost like milk primer. You know how it's kind of blurring and it leaves like that powdery finish once it's dried down? Very similar finish in my opinion to this skin tint. So super lightweight, it works super well for oily skin. So I just do basically like a drop on that side, and then with my brush I'll kind of spread it out all over my face. And then I am going to go in with my House Labs foundation brush just because I do want a little bit more coverage for this product, but it's so pretty, you guys, and it does make your skin look like your skin but better. Does blur your skin, you guys. Like, I'm trying to look at my pores right here and it's almost like if I already put powder in some areas. I don't know how to explain the formula, but like seriously, I really like this. Okay, next I just like to go in with my beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend out any spots where I think the brush kind of didn't help me blend it out that well, if that makes sense. I'm also gonna go in with another new product. Usually what I like to do on these days is I just go a little bit diagonally down my under eyes, get a little bit close to the bridge of the nose. I'll let it sit. If I feel like there's areas where I have a little bit more redness, I'll just put it on those areas, but today I'm just gonna leave it like this. And whatever concealer is kind of by the inner corner of my eye, I like to start to move it towards the side of my nose just to start shaping it a little bit. And honestly, for these days, I like my makeup to be more blush prominent, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna lightly go in with the bronzer with this Airbrush Precision Foundation Brush. This is from Sephora. And I just tap a little bit, and I'm gonna be very light-handed with this just because I don't want it to seem like there's too much going on. And then for my nose, I'm just gonna go underneath and on the sides. And I do like this product because it's super easy to build up, and I feel like you have a little bit more control because it is pigmented, but it's not super pigmented where if you kind of go a little bit overboard, it's hard to blend out. So I feel like for a look like this, or if you're a beginner to cream products, this is definitely a good one to use. Next, we're going to try another new product. So this is the color. So I'm just going to grab the stick. This is Real Techniques. I don't remember the name of the brush, but it kind of looks like this. It's a little bit angled. Tap the blush. And I'm going to start right here, kind of where the middle of my eye is by my arc of my eyebrow. I'm going to start there. And I'm going to blend backwards. I don't know if you guys could pick that up on camera, but it's such like a pretty plummy pink. And I feel like this would definitely complement many skin tones. And then whatever's extra, I like to run it on the top, like I guess like the tip of my nose, just to give that sunburnt look. Kind of give a little tiny bit more coverage. I'm going to go in with the one size, but I'm just going to place that underneath the eyes and a little bit on top of that blush. And I'm also going to place it on my upper lip area, down my nose, on my forehead, and then basically underneath right here, because I'm not going to go in with powder afterwards. So you just want to make sure that everything's nice and set and that nothing feels tacky. Again, if you want a little bit more of that glowy look, you could definitely use less powder, but because I am oily, I naturally just do get glowy regardless. So I feel like this step is just optional, up to you how much powder you really want to use. But I really like to make sure everything's set in place. This step is optional, but I like to bake just because I do like a little bit of a brighter under eye on some days. So I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Easy Bake. And I'm just going to bake underneath the eyes. While that's kind of baking, it just depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll just go in with bronzer on the eyes to give it a little bit of warmth. I'm going to just go in with the NARS Laguna bronzer and just put that all over my crease. I'm going to just take off the bake that we placed just because I don't want it to be super bright. I just want it to kind of mattify everything. And what I like to do, since that blush kind of went away, I like to go in with the same brush that we used for the blush, and I just like to tap whatever was left back in the areas where my blush was, so that it just brings out that color again. Then I'm going to go in with a light bronzer shade. I'm going to use a fluffy brush like this a little bit, and I'm just going to put it where my forehead is, and mainly just down my nose, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And whatever's extra, I will just sweep it on top of my cheeks. Also, I'm going to go in with the NYX Brow Glue just to give myself that fluffy brow look that we all love. So again, I'm just going to curl my lashes. So far, I like this mascara because it has that curved wand, which I love. So we're going to see how well it holds up. Usually I go in with 2 to 3 layers, so we'll see. What I like so far is that the formula is not too wet. You guys know that if I use a mascara, I don't like it to be so wet because I feel like my lashes will clump together more easily. So I like it so far. It's not super wet, so it's kind of easy to work with. Okay, you guys, for the last step of this routine, of course I can't go without doing my lips. So we're gonna use the Makeup Forever color pencil in the shade Wherever Walnut, and I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. And once I line them, I like to go in with a little brush like this. This one's from Real Techniques, and I just like to blend the inside lines. I don't know, I'm sorry my descriptions are not the best, you guys, but I just like to blend out the lines so they don't look super harsh. And I'm just gonna put that on top. And that's it, you guys. Super quick, super easy. You could definitely add a little bit more, like for example to the eyes, or do a little bit less powder. It's up to you. But this is the completed look, and I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye you guys.